I've been out here working my ass off.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Y'all already know who it is and who I be, and if you don't, then go back and watch that intro. But anyway, this is going to be a hair video. As you can obviously see, I'm doing my oldest daughter's hair. This was her old style, so y'all can see the before and after. Yeah, I don't know what happened because it's only been about a week and a half. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna get into this. So I wanted to share this video because, of course, I wanted to show y'all her hair journey, all that good stuff. But I just have a question out there for the mamas, because when she was younger, it was so much easier to do her hair. And along the lines from her being a baby to her now being 4, the tenderheadedness came into play. And like, it's not even a real tenderhead, because, you know, tenderhead is when you're pulling and you're tugging and it kind of hurts. She just be falling out all over the floor. And I don't understand what the logic is about her falling out. Like, I really don't get it. But anyway, me being extra, I wanted to share with y'all just how I do her hair, kind of the struggle I go through with doing her hair, and then kind of some of the products that I use, because I know a few people ask. Destiny has really thick hair. She always has had thick hair. I have thick hair as well, and so does her dad, so it makes sense as to why. And for her to be young, it's pretty long for her age. So yeah, people have always asked about the products I use and everything, but this is her when she was little. As you can tell, her hair is still super thick, super curly as well. And then it kind of just grew out like really fast. Destiny was bald when she was a baby. So I don't know where all this hair came from. But anyway, this is her hair completely taken down. So now we're about to actually get into styling her hair. I didn't wash it. I kind of sprayed it with our water bottle. I got this from the beauty supply store. But the reason I didn't wash it this time was because, like I said, it had only really been a week at most, maybe a week and a half. So there was no need for me to go back in with shampoo in her hair, because she has low porosity hair like mine. So I do have to work the products in, but her hair dries out really fast. So it's actually extremely moisturized, and we really hadn't been going anywhere. So it's not necessarily dirty because she hasn't been out of the house. So going in, I'm just using some of the leave-in conditioner. I'm pretty sure this one is from the Just For Me Kids brand. I use it a lot in her hair, so I'm just working it throughout. And again, you can see this is one of the main things that I have issues with doing her hair or my hair or her dad's hair. The products kind of just sit on the top of her hair. So it takes a lot of rubbing and working it through and putting it through each strand and brushing. And it kind of doesn't necessarily go in her hair. It literally just sits on top of it. So I have to work through her hair a lot to make sure that I'm getting everything moisturized like it's supposed to be. As I have said in other videos, I never really have a plan on what I want to do to her hair. I kind of just start going and figure it out from there. I always start with one part and then work around that one. So I know for sure that I wanted to give her something that would last. And the main thing, of course, is braids or twists. I try to alternate between braids and twists. But since she had some straight backs for her last style, even though they were cute, they didn't really last super long because it was 4 braids. And again, her hair is really thick. So I wanted to give her something that would last her a little bit longer in between styles. So here I'm pretty much just starting with the braiding process. Initially I started with just single braids, and I showed y'all the products that I use for her hair. Those are pretty much the only products that I put in her hair. Sometimes we may alternate conditioners and try something new, but for the most part, I try not to put too much in her hair because I don't want it to get caked up. The scalp does do the same thing that mine does because I have seborrheic dermatitis, which I have talked about a few times on my channel. You can actually see it if you pay close attention to the top of my head. I still have some scars from it, from keeping in a style a little bit longer than I should have. So her scalp does do the same thing if I don't constantly take care of it and wash her hair. So because it already has buildup, I try not to put a whole lot of products in there because it's just gonna make it worse. And this is where the realistic portion comes into play because as you can see, Destiny is currently crying her eyes out. Why is Destiny crying her eyes out, you might ask? Because I made her turn to the side while I braided her hair and she wanted to watch Cocomelon. Yeah, that's the struggle that I'm dealing with right now. It's literally, she's not very tender-headed except for when you get to the very, very top of her head, but she is very antsy now that she's older. So it is a little bit more difficult for me to do her hair. Another thing that I mention a lot is the way that we parent. You know, we do a lot of positive parenting. And so you can definitely see some of those tips being used in this video as well. Each time she cries, it takes a lot, but I do have to constantly check on her, reassure her, make sure she's good, make sure I'm not pulling, make sure I'm not hurting her scalp, because she is natural and I am natural, and so is my husband. And I want her to understand that, you know, your hair is your crown, but it does take a lot of time and patience in order for it to grow. And sometimes it can hurt, and it's understandable that you're frustrated, but we just got to keep getting through the process until we get to the end.
Why JJ laugh like that?
I don't know. That's his laugh.
Why?
I don't know. So after I finished the singles, I realized with the way that she was fussing, it was going to take me a lot longer if I tried to continue them all the way up to the top of her head. So I wanted to do something that was simple but cute in the front, something like a little design, but something that would also be a little bit faster than what I was already doing. So it was at this moment that she was getting really irritated with me because I made her turn around, and so she couldn't watch the TV. So she wasn't really irritated about getting her hair done, but she was frustrated that she couldn't do what she wanted to do. So again, I just had to continuously talk to her, and you can kind of see that. Even though you can't hear it, you can definitely see it in the video of me constantly having to talk to her, to reassure her, to say, okay, we're getting there. You just got to work with mama and continuously do that. It helps her a lot. Because she is able to keep conversation with me, which makes her focus on the conversation and not necessarily what she can't do. When we got to the other side, I did let her lay her head on my legs just so it can give her a little bit of break. I know she was kind of annoyed with continuously sitting up, so I wanted to try to give her some time to relax and just get her neck some rest, because I know how it is when I'm doing my own hair and I get tired very easily, and I'm pretty sure she does the same thing. So this is the part of her head that I was talking about. You can see how she constantly gets out of the frame of the camera, and that is because the top of her head is very sensitive and it's very tender. So even though I'm braiding lightly, because y'all, I do not know how to braid tight. I ain't never known how to braid tight. But even though I'm braiding lightly, it's still irritating her because her scalp is already sensitive in that section. And so this was pretty much the finished product of her hair. It's not perfect. It's not super duper slick back like most braids are, but it is neat. It's nice, and look, it is done. And that was the goal for this video, is to get her hair done. I don't necessarily dwell on, oh my God, I didn't do this perfect. And for me, I was not about to go back and try to redo them and make them perfect because she was not going to want to do that. So I just took the L for one. And then I also took, you know, a little pat on the back because I did it. I got her hair done and she was set. Next thing I did, since she doesn't really wear bows, is I just added a few beads onto her hair.
Put some yellow in there. Put some purple in my hair. Ooh. Seaweed green. And blue. And pink. Ooh, I like pink. What's your favorite color, Mama?
Purple. What's your favorite color?
Pink.
I thought it was red. You changed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I pick a color.
It's okay to change your mind. Yani? And of course, the reason I'm doing this by hand is because when I was pulling her hair through the pick that comes with the beads, it was so thick that it broke it. So I had to individually go in with my fingers and some gel and put the beads on one by one. So it took a little bit more time, but I was able to get it done. So that's really all that matters. And this is the product of my sweet baby girl. Like I said, they're not perfect, but her hair is done and she was very happy with her beads. And because we were about to get ready and head out and kind of have a little bit of a family day, I did want to spruce up my other family members' hairs. So, of course, my sweet baby girl, she don't have a whole lot of hair. So I just conditioned hers, put a little ponytail on the top and put a nice big bow on her head because there is not much else that I can really do to her hair at this point. And the last person's hair, of course, to get done was my husband's. Now, when I tell y'all, Destiny's hair is thick, but his hair, honey, his hair is so thick. It is ridiculous. And yes, he's tender-headed. He might get on to me for saying that, but I'm going to say it because I have to do his hair. He is tender-headed. So it takes a little bit of time to get through his. Of course, not as much as Destiny's because, you know, he's an adult. But first of all, look at that shrinkage. Come on, hang time. And I finished up his hair with some twists and then just put those 2 twists into 2 plaits for him for the day. What's up, Niece gang? We off quarantine, so, you know, we had to try to get some fresh air. But we're about to go. We found a park, so we're going to go to the park. We're going to take the girls some pictures, and we're just going to enjoy this beautiful weather. I just want to acknowledge, I'm wearing a crop top. And I look good, baby. You see me? Do you see me? If you like this video, you already know that you have to give it a like. If you got something to say, drop that thing down in my comments below. And if you want to see more, then you already know to subscribe and hit my notification bell like it.